Greetings to you, brothers and sisters. We continue our discussion regarding Zambia, our beautiful country, the state we are in, and what we can do to redeem ourselves from this situation so that we can make a better country for ourselves, our children, and generations to come. We are going to continue this discussion today. We are going to touch on a few issues that are of great concern, which is just the beginning of these discussions. We're going to have a chat regarding the politics, agriculture, mining, education, industrialization, immigration, and general social welfare of our country. So, just a brief regarding our political scenario right now on the status quo. Since the UNIP era, since the counter era, because the governance system is skewed to the West and we are not utilizing any homegrown solution, and this goes on up to this very day. That's why we never ever hear of support for local investors. What we hear is foreign direct investment, of which in most cases these are investors who come and borrow money from our local banks here, of which we can also be given that privilege. But that is not the case. So the system is so skewed to the West that leaders are compromised, people in position are compromised, they are divisive, propelled by greed and self-gain all the time. We the citizens who are just left place our vote in the right place so that they can continue doing business as usual, and anyone else with divergent views from theirs is silenced, locked up, intimidated, and so forth. This is not leadership, this is bullying the citizens, so that they keep quiet and they don't say anything when they see something wrong. That is not a way to govern itself. So we're going to find ways on how we the citizenry can govern ourselves peacefully. No one is going to be intimidated, insulted, or fought with the way we are seeing the situation now, where you find the big political players hacking themselves with machetes for the sake of, yes, personal gain. Once they get into these offices, they got access to a lot of privileges. Business comes their way, hence they have to fight tooth and nail to get into these offices. So yes, it's a pity this is what we are witnessing. Everything has its day. We will be discussing, and I want us to have sharp minds and see how best we can change this tide collectively. This is not a one-man show. I'm just speaking on behalf of a team of well-meaning Zambians, so that we can change the tide together, one Zambia, one nation, not the situation which we are in, divide and rule. We are not in a space which we Zambians are used to. We are peace-loving people. We love one another. We are kind to one another. We are being made to hate one another today, because we are being selected, this team against us, against them. It should never be in this country. May I take this opportunity to thank leaders in the Sahel, the alliance of the Sahel states in West Africa. The three leaders and their countrymen and women have shown us what prudent management of the country's resources, how far our leaders are the richest in so many categories, and what they have, the wealth. When they come to these offices initially, they come with barely anything. They come with actual credit to pay where they got money to campaign from in most cases. Because we know these so-called leaders, they are mostly our friends and in most cases our family. So it's no secret, they borrow money. They get into credit so that they just get into these offices. This is not fair. The leaders in the Sahel region have shown us what prudent management of resources can do. Today they are paying off their external debt. They are not borrowing any money from where we are going with a begging bowl. Our entire president and minister of finance are routinely checking into Washington to go and beg for money when they leave the money in the ground here in Zambia, as in natural mineral resources. You leave minerals behind which you can simply partner with so many countries which want to partner in mining ventures. We have got the best minerals, yet we are going to beg at the same time. The president of Mali, General Assimi Goïta, the president of Niger, General Abdourahmane Tiani, and of course, the president of Burkina Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Gentlemen, thank you very much for opening our eyes in Africa.
2025 begins. Burkina Faso's president Ibrahim Traoré is already sending shockwaves across Africa, striking fear into the hearts of corrupt leaders who thrive on exploitation and foreign dependency. His decisive leadership, centered on national sovereignty and self-reliance, is rapidly reshaping the geopolitical landscape. The extent of his influence was on full display during his recent visit to Ghana, where over 20 heads of state gathered for the inauguration of Ghana's new president. The moment Traoré's name was announced, the crowd erupted in thunderous applause, clear evidence that his vision resonates far beyond Burkina Faso's borders. But what exactly has Traoré done this year that has left corrupt African leaders panicking? Let me break it down. Unlike many African leaders who prioritize personal luxury, upgrading their cars, expanding presidential palaces, and indulging in lavish lifestyles, Traoré has taken a drastically different approach. He has focused on tangible actions that directly benefit his people, strengthening Burkina Faso's position both regionally and globally. One of his most significant moves so far in 2025 is the acquisition of a new aircraft for Burkina Faso, not for personal comfort, but as a strategic investment in national infrastructure and sovereignty. This is a stark contrast to other leaders who misuse state funds for personal extravagance, while their countries remain dependent on foreign powers. However, his most groundbreaking achievement this year, and the one that has truly sent corrupt African elites into a state of panic, is the official rollout of the Confederation of Sahel States (AES) passport. On January the 29th, 2025, President Traoré personally completed his biometric enrollment and became the first recipient of the AES passport, marking a historic milestone for the region. This new travel document signifies a decisive step toward full regional integration, allowing citizens of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger to travel freely within the Confederation without reliance on ECOWAS structures. More than just a passport, it represents a powerful statement of sovereignty, defiance against neo-colonial influence, and a commitment to a self-sufficient future. The impact of this move is already being felt. ECOWAS, which had long sought to control the region's economic and political affairs, has been dealt a serious blow. While existing ECOWAS passports remain valid until expiration, authorities are actively encouraging citizens to transition to the AES biometric passport, reinforcing the Confederation's break from West Africa's traditional power structures. This sends a clear message. The days of foreign-controlled policies and corrupt leadership manipulating African nations for personal gain are numbered. The Confederation of Sahel States is no longer just an idea, it is a reality in motion. Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger are forging their own path, strengthening economic security and political ties to ensure a future where their people are no longer pawns in the hands of external forces.
We have been taken advantage of for too long, for way too long. Our children, our youth have no bright future at the rate we're going. When I say opening our eyes is when you do things prudently, you develop your country, you put country first and not yourselves first. Greed is nowhere in your vocabulary. This is why I'm saying thank you for opening our eyes. And yes, indeed, we as Zambia are going to liberate ourselves, and we are going to work with you in so many areas of development. We are going to seek partnerships with your countries. We are going to seek trade with your country so that we can develop our country to levels never seen before. So there's a lot of things that we can work together with, and we are going to seek coordination with your countries because we have seen the light in everything that you are doing. And not forgetting that whilst all this development is going on, you have been dealing with insurgencies, which you have been fighting whilst developing. This is tremendous. This you have done is something that must be an example to African leaders to say, look, we can do better.